Life is a series of decisions. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you are making choices that shape your future. But here's the thing. Not all decisions are created equal. Some decisions can propel you towards success, while others can hold you back. So how do we ensure we are making the right choices? How do we become master decision makers? Let me tell you something powerful. Your life today is the sum total of all the decisions you have made up to this point. If you want a different life, make different decisions. I want you to imagine for a moment. Imagine a life where every decision you make leads you closer to your goals. Imagine the confidence, the success, the sheer joy of knowing you are on the right path. That's what we're going to talk about today. We are going to unlock the secrets of making better decisions. And I promise you by the end of this talk, you will have the tools to transform your life through the power of choice. First, let's understand what decision-making really is. It's not just about choosing between A and B. It's about shaping your future. It's about creating the life you want. Every decision, no matter how small, is a brick in the foundation of your future. So how do we make better decisions? Let me share with you 7 powerful strategies that have helped thousands of people become master decision makers. Number 1, clarity is power. The first step to making better decisions is having absolute clarity about what you want. You see, most people don't know what they want. They drift through life, reacting to circumstances rather than creating them. But not you. Not anymore. I want you to take out a piece of paper right now. Write down your top 3 goals in life. Be specific. Don't just write, I want to be happy. Right? I want to start my own business that generates $100,000 in revenue in the first year. The more specific you are, the more clarity you will have. Once you have clarity, every decision becomes easier. You simply ask yourself, does this choice move me closer to or further from my goals? If it moves you closer, do it. If it moves you further away, don't. It's that simple. Number 2, gather information, but don't overanalyze. Information is crucial for making good decisions. But here's the catch. In today's world, we are drowning in information. The key is to gather the right information, not all the information. This is a technique I've used for years. The 40-70 rule. This rule states that you should make a decision when you have between 40% and 70% of the information you need. If you wait until you have all the information, you will never make a decision. If you make a decision with less than 40% of the information, you are shooting in the dark. So gather information, but don't fall into analysis paralysis. Remember, a good decision now is better than a perfect decision later. Number 3, trust your intuition. Now this might sound counterintuitive after talking about gathering information, but hear me out. Your intuition is one of the most powerful decision-making tools you have. It's the culmination of all your life experiences, your knowledge, and your subconscious mind working together. Have you ever had a gut feeling about something? That's your intuition speaking. Learn to listen to it. Often, your first instinct is the right one. Intuition works best when it's backed by knowledge and experience. The more you learn, the more you experience, the sharper your intuition becomes. So never stop learning, never stop growing. Number 4, consider the long-term consequences. One of the biggest mistakes people make when making decisions is focusing only on the short term. They choose what feels good now rather than what will benefit them in the long run. On the other hand, always consider the long-term consequences of their decisions. They ask themselves, how will this decision affect my life in a year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Let me give you an example. Imagine you are offered a high-paying job that requires you to work 80 hours a week. In the short term, it might seem great. More money, right? But think about the long-term consequences. How will it affect your health, your relationships, your personal growth? Always think long-term. It's one of the most powerful habits you can develop. Number 5, embrace the power of choice. Here's a profound truth. You always have a choice. Always. Even in the most difficult circumstances, you have the power to choose your response. Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor, once said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. Remember this, the next time you feel stuck, you are never truly stuck. You always have a choice. And in that choice lies your power. Number 6, learn from your mistakes. Here's something I want you to tattoo on your mind. There are no failures, only outcomes. Every decision you make will have an outcome. If it's not the outcome you wanted, don't beat yourself up. Learn from it. Ask yourselves, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to make better decisions in the future? This simple shift in mindset can turn every setback into a stepping stone for success. Remember, the most successful people in the world have made more mistakes than most people have even tried. The difference is they learned from those mistakes. Number 7, take action. This is perhaps the most important point of all. A decision without action is just a thought. You must take action on your decisions. Many people know what to do, but they don't do what they know. Don't be one of those people. Be a person of action. When you make a decision, act on it immediately. This builds momentum and confidence. The only way to overcome fear is to face it head on. Every time you make a decision, despite your fear, you grow stronger. You become more confident. You become unstoppable. Let me share with you a powerful technique to overcome fear in decision making. It's called the worst case scenario technique. Here's how it works. What's the worst that could happen if I make this choice? Then ask yourself, can I live with that worst case scenario? More often than not, you will find that even the worst case scenario isn't as bad as you initially thought. And once you realize you can handle the worst case scenario, the fear loses its power over you. Your values. Your values are your guiding principles, the things that are most important to you in life. When your decisions align with your values, you feel congruent, confident, and fulfilled. Take a moment to think about your top 5 values. Is it family, integrity, health, success, freedom, whatever they are, write them down. Now, whenever you are faced with a decision, ask yourself, does this align with my values? When your decisions align with your values, you will find that you make choices that not only lead to success, but also to happiness and fulfillment. Move on to another powerful concept in decision making, opportunity cost. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. Every decision has an opportunity cost. For example, if you decide to spend an hour watching TV, the opportunity cost is an hour you could have spent exercising, reading, or working on your goals. Always be aware of the opportunity cost of your decisions. This doesn't mean you should never relax or have fun. It simply means you should be conscious of how you are spending your time and energy. Make sure the opportunity cost is worth it. Something that can dramatically improve your decision making. Surrounding yourself with the right people. Jim Rohn, a great mentor of mine, once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Who are you spending time with? Are they people who make good decisions? Are they people who inspire you to be better? If not, it might be time to make some changes. Seek out mentors, join mastermind groups, surround yourself with people who are where you want to be. Their decision-making skills will rub off on you, their success will inspire you, their advice will guide you. Timing. Sometimes the right decision at the wrong time becomes the wrong decision. Timing is everything. There is rarely a perfect time to make a big decision. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will be waiting forever. The key is to make the best decision you can with the information you have at the time. Remember, it's better to make a good decision quickly than a perfect decision too late. Don't let the quest for perfect timing paralyze you. Let's discuss a common pitfall in decision making. Decision fatigue. Did you know that the average adult makes about 35,000 decisions every day? That's a lot of mental energy. As the day goes on, our ability to make good decisions decreases. That's why many successful people make their most important decisions in the morning when their minds are fresh. Here's a tip. Reduce the number of trivial decisions you make each day. Steve Jobs famously wore the same outfit every day to avoid wasting mental energy on deciding what to wear. While you don't have to go that far, look for ways to simplify your daily decisions. Save your mental energy for the decisions that really matter. Before you make a big decision, take some time to visualize the outcome. See yourself succeeding. Feel the emotions of achievement. Hear the congratulations of your loved ones. This isn't just feel-good nonsense. Visualization is a powerful technique used by top athletes, successful entrepreneurs, and high achievers in every field. It primes your brain for success and helps you make decisions aligned with your vision. I want to address something that holds many people back from making decisions: perfectionism. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. It's better to make a decision and adjust course if needed than to never make a decision at all. Success is not about making perfect decisions. It's about making a decision and then making it right. Don't let the fear of making a less than perfect decision hold you back. Make the best decision you can with the information you have and then commit to making it work. Every decision you make has consequences. The key to success is taking full responsibility for those consequences. Don't blame others. Don't make excuses. If a decision doesn't work out as planned, own it, learn from it, grow from it. This attitude of personal responsibility will empower you to make better decisions in the future. A powerful technique for making complex decisions, the decision matrix. This is a tool used by many successful people to evaluate different options objectively. How it works: list your options on one side of a piece of paper. On the other side, list the factors that are important in this decision. Then rate each option against each factor. The option with the highest total score is often the best choice. This technique helps you consider all aspects of a decision and reduces the influence of emotions on your choice. Self-awareness. The better you understand yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, values, and goals, the better decisions you will make. Take time for self-reflection. Keep a journal. Meditate. The more you understand yourself, the more aligned your decisions will be with who you truly are and what you really want. I want to address a common misconception about decision making: the idea that there is always a right or wrong decision. In reality, many decisions aren't about right or wrong, but about what's best for you at this moment in your life. Don't paralyze yourself trying to find the one right choice. Instead, focus on making the best decision you can with information you have. Remember, you can always adjust course later if needed. When faced with a big decision, don't just rely on your own viewpoint. Seek out opinions from people with different backgrounds and experiences. This doesn't mean you should make decisions by committee. The final choice is still yours. But hearing diverse perspectives can help you see angles you might have missed and make a more informed decision. Emotional intelligence is your ability to recognize and manage your own emotions and to understand and influence the emotions of others. Why is this important for decision making? Because emotions play a huge role in our choices. By developing your emotional intelligence, you can better understand how emotions are influencing your decisions and make more rational choices. Reactive people make decisions based on circumstances. Proactive people make decisions based on their values and goals. Start making decisions before you are forced to. Don't wait for problems to arise. Anticipate challenges and decide how you will handle them in advance. This proactive approach will put you in control of your life rather than at the mercy of circumstances. Continuous learning. The world is constantly changing, and so should your decision-making process. Never stop learning. Read books, attend seminars, seek out new experiences. The more you learn, the more information you will have to draw from when making decisions. And remember, learning doesn't just come from success. Some of the most valuable lessons come from failures and mistakes. The power of pause. In our fast-paced world, we often feel pressured to make decisions quickly. But sometimes the best decision is to not make a decision right away. Give yourself permission to pause. Sleep on it. Let your subconscious mind work on the problem. Often you will find that the right decision becomes clear after a good night's sleep. Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, you can become more aware of your thought processes, your biases, and the emotions influencing your decisions. This awareness can help you make clearer, more rational choices. Having a growth mindset. People with a growth mindset believe that their abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They see challenges as opportunities to grow. With a growth mindset, you will be more willing to make difficult decisions and take calculated risks. You will see setbacks not as failures, but as learning opportunities. This mindset can transform your decision-making process and lead to greater success. I want to address something that can significantly improve your decision-making: Setting deadlines. When you are faced with a decision, set a realistic deadline for making that decision. Without a deadline, it's easy to fall into analysis paralysis or keep putting off the decision indefinitely. A good decision today is better than a perfect decision tomorrow. Set a deadline, gather the necessary information, and then make your choice. Every time you say yes to something, you are saying no to something else. Successful people understand this and are not afraid to say no to things that don't align with their goals and values. Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in the world, once said the difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. Let's discuss something that can dramatically improve your decision making. Understanding cognitive biases. Cognitive biases are systematic errors in thinking that can affect our judgments and decisions. For example, confirmation biases are a tendency to search for, interpret, and recall information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs. By being aware of these biases, you can make more objective decisions. In today's world of constant distractions, the ability to focus is a superpower. When making important decisions, eliminate distractions. Turn off your phone, find a quiet place, and give the decision your full attention. Remember, the quality of your decisions directly impacts the quality of your life. Give your decisions the focus they deserve. I want to address something that can significantly improve your decision making. The power of writing things down. When faced with a complex decision, write down your thoughts, options, and potential consequences. The act of writing helps clarify your thoughts and can reveal aspects of the decision you hadn't considered. Plus, seeing your thoughts on paper can provide a new perspective on the situation. Scenario planning. This involves imagining different possible futures and considering how your decision might play out in each scenario. By thinking through various possibilities, you can make more robust decisions that are likely to succeed under different circumstances. Remember, the goal isn't to predict the future, but to be prepared for different possibilities. Too often we view decisions as final, irreversible choices, but in reality, many decisions can be treated as experiments. This mindset shift can be incredibly liberating and lead to better outcomes. When you view a decision as an experiment, you are more willing to take calculated risks. You are not committing to a lifelong path, but rather testing a hypothesis. If it works, great. If not, you have learned valuable information that will inform your future decisions. This experimental approach is particularly useful in today's fast-changing world. The ability to adapt quickly, to pivot when necessary, is often more valuable than sticking rigidly to a single decision. Think about some of the most successful companies in the world. They're constantly experimenting, trying new products, new marketing strategies, new ways of doing business. They know that not every experiment will succeed, but each one provides valuable data. You can apply this same principle to your personal and professional life, thinking about changing careers. Instead of agonizing over whether it's the right decision, look for ways to experiment. Can you take on a side project in your desired field? Can you shadow someone in that role for a day? These small experiments can provide invaluable insights to inform your bigger decision. Remember, the goal of an experiment isn't necessarily success. It's learning. Even if an experiment fails, if you have learned something valuable, it's a success in the bigger picture of your decision-making journey. This experimental mindset also helps combat one of the biggest enemies of good decision-making: fear of failure. When you view decisions as experiments, there is no failure, only data. This shift in perspective can give you the courage to make bold decisions that could lead to breakthrough success. Another powerful concept in decision-making, the idea of reversible VSS. Irreversible decisions. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, often talks about this distinction. Reversible decisions are those that can be changed later if they turn out to be wrong. These are decisions where you can easily backtrack if needed. Irreversible decisions, on the other hand, are those that will have long-lasting consequences and can't easily be undone. Understanding this distinction can dramatically improve your decision-making process. For reversible decisions, Bezos advocates for making them quickly. There is no need for extensive analysis, because if you are wrong, you can always change course. For irreversible decisions, however, you want to be much more careful. These are the decisions that warrant deep thought extensive analysis, and careful consideration of potential consequences. By categorizing your decisions this way, you can allocate your time and mental energy more effectively. You will avoid wasting time overanalyzing small, reversible decisions and ensure you are giving proper attention to the big, irreversible ones. This approach also helps combat decision paralysis. Often we get stuck on decisions because we are treating every choice as if it's irreversible. By recognizing which decisions are actually reversible, you can move forward more confidently and quickly. Our habits, those automatic behaviors we perform without thinking, play a huge role in our daily decisions. In fact, according to research, up to 40 of our daily actions are habits rather than conscious decisions. This means that by shaping our habits, we can dramatically improve our decision-making without having to exert constant willpower. If you have a habit of waking up early, you have essentially pre-made the decision to start your day productively. If you have a habit of saving a portion of each paycheck, you have automated good financial decisions. The key is to build habits that align with your goals and values. This way you're making good decisions on autopilot, freeing up your mental energy for the bigger, more complex choices you face. Building good habits isn't easy, but it's incredibly powerful. Start small. Choose one area where you want to improve your decision making and focus on building a positive habit in that area. Over time, these small habitual decisions can lead to massive positive changes in your life. In our 24/7 always-on culture, sleep is often seen as a luxury. But when it comes to making good decisions, sleep is absolutely crucial. When we are sleep deprived, our brain's ability to process information and make sound judgments is severely impaired. We become more impulsive, more easily swayed by short-term rewards, and less able to consider long-term consequences. On the other hand, when we are well rested, our decision-making abilities are at their peak. We are more creative, better able to weigh options, and more likely to make choices aligned with our long-term goals. So if you want to improve your decision-making, prioritize your sleep. Aim for 7-9 hours of quality sleep each night. Create a relaxing bedtime routine. Make your bedroom a sleep-friendly environment. These simple steps can dramatically improve the quality of your decisions. The quality of your decisions is directly related to the quality of the questions you ask yourself. Too often, when faced with a decision, we ask ourselves disempowering questions, like what if I fail? Or what's the safest option? These questions limit our thinking and lead to fear-based decisions. Instead, try asking empowering questions like, what would I do if I knew I couldn't fail? Or what choice would make me proudest 5 years from now? These types of questions expand your thinking and lead to more courageous, aligned decisions. Develop the habit of questioning your questions. When you catch yourself asking a disempowering question, consciously replace it with an empowering one. This simple shift can transform your decision-making process. The role of intuition in decision-making. We've talked about gathering information, analyzing options, and using logical tools. But there's another powerful factor in decision-making that we shouldn't ignore, our intuition. Intuition, often referred to as a gut feeling, is our ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. It's based on our accumulated experiences and knowledge processed by our subconscious mind. Many successful leaders and entrepreneurs talk about the importance of trusting their intuition. Steve Jobs famously said, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. However, it's important to note that intuition isn't infallible. It can be influenced by biases and past experiences that may not be relevant to the current situation. The key is to use intuition in conjunction with rational analysis, not as a replacement for it. When making a decision, pay attention to your intuitive feelings. If your logical analysis points in one direction, but your intuition strongly suggests another, take the time to explore why. Often, your intuition might be picking up on subtle factors that your conscious mind hasn't fully processed. Your values are your core beliefs, the principles that guide your life. When your decisions align with your values, you are more likely to feel satisfied and fulfilled with the outcomes. Take some time to clarify your values. What's truly important to you? Is it family, career success, personal growth, contribution to society? Once you are clear on your values, use them as a compass for your decisions. When faced with a choice, ask yourself, which option best aligns with my values? This question can often cut through confusion and point the way to the right decision for you. What's right for someone else might not be right for you if it doesn't align with your values. Don't be swayed by societal expectations or others' opinions. Make decisions that are true to who you are and what you believe in. Just as we all have different learning styles, we also have different decision-making styles. Understanding your style can help you play to your strengths and compensate for your weaknesses. Some people are analytical decision makers, preferring to gather lots of data and carefully weigh all options. Others are more intuitive, relying on gut feelings and quick judgments. Some are collaborative, seeking input from others, while others prefer to decide independently. There is no one right style. Each has its strengths and weaknesses. The key is to understand your natural style and adapt it to the situation. An analytical approach might be best for complex business decisions, while a more intuitive style could work well for personal choices. Also, be aware of how your style might clash with others in a team setting. Understanding and respecting different decision-making styles can lead to better group decisions and fewer conflicts. Mental models are frameworks for thinking that can help you approach decisions from different angles. One useful mental model is the inversion technique. Instead of asking, how can I succeed? Ask, how could I fail? Then work backwards to avoid those failure scenarios. This approach can help you identify potential pitfalls and make more robust decisions. Another powerful mental model is the opportunity cost concept we touched on earlier. Every decision you make means saying no to other options. Keeping this in mind can help you make more intentional choices. The circle of competence is another valuable mental model. It involves clearly defining what you know and what you don't know. Making decisions within your circle of competence increases your chances of success. By building a toolkit of mental models, you can approach decisions from multiple perspectives, leading to more well-rounded and effective choices.